Dirty dealings, corporate battles, consumer woes. This is Evening 5. Bank Negara Malaysia has imposed administrative penalties on the country's top two banks for prolonged service disruptions in breach of financial services laws. Maybank was fined 4.32 million, while CIMB Group Holdings was hit with a 760,000 ringgit penalty, BNM said in separate statements. The central bank also said that both financial institutions have paid the fines. BNM says that it expects all financial institutions to maintain a high level of technology resilience against operational disruptions to ensure the continuous availability of essential financial services. In imposing the fines, BNM said it considered factors such as the failure to adequately address downtime and avoid non-compliance, the severity and impact of service disruption on customers, and the institution's past compliance records and history of enforcement actions. The central bank also took into account the effectiveness of CIMB's remedial actions to prevent recurrence. CIMB customers experienced service disruptions on April 8th and 9th, 2024, affecting e-banking channels, ATMs, and debit and credit cards, which exceeded BNM's allowed thresholds. Disruptions were attributed to lapses in CIMB's response and recovery processes, which delayed the restoration of essential banking services. Meanwhile, Maybank's regional mobile banking platform and MAE smartphone app faced multiple unplanned downtimes between June 1st, 2023 and May 31st, 2024, disrupting customer and counterparty services. These issues were due to Maybank's ineffective recovery from system problems and incomplete measures to enhance application and infrastructure resilience. In response to BNM's decision, both Maybank and CIMB said that they had taken steps to ensure uptime since then. In a statement, Maybank said that it had put in place internal measures to further strengthen and monitor its systems in place to ensure optimum performance. In a separate statement, CIMB also acknowledged the need for improvement and emphasized that it has taken necessary measures to minimize downtime with unnamed third parties. Malaysia plans to pursue a $2.4 billion deal to acquire new passenger trains for state rail company Keretapi Tanah Melayu via a leasing agreement with China, the Transport Minister said on Wednesday. In the first phase, from 2024 to 2027, the government aims to acquire 62 new passenger train sets at an estimated cost of 10.7 billion ringgit to be paid in installments over a 30-year lease period, said Minister Anthony Loke. He added that the actual costs will be finalized following the completion of negotiations with the Chinese government. The leasing costs would include maintenance, repair, and operation services by the train suppliers. Almost 90% of passenger trains currently in KTMB's network were manufactured by China Railway Rolling Stock, according to Loke. The government says the deal would help to cut down acquisition times and improve track utilization, with local services requiring urgent upgrades due to availability and reliability challenges, according to Loke. Integrated electronics manufacturing services provider VS Industries said its Philippine unit has secured orders from a key customer to manufacture consumer electronics products on a box build assembly basis, with an expected revenue contribution of 1.5 billion over 2 years. VSI said the estimated capital expenditure for these orders is 100 million ringgit. The customer is an existing customer of the wholly owned unit VS Industry Philippines in Malaysia, but VSI said that the identity and further information on the customer shall remain private and confidential. VSI said that VSIP has also entered into a 5-year agreement to lease a factory from Logis Artico to fulfill the new orders, with an option to renew the agreement for a further 5 years. The factory building has a built-up area of 52,782 square meters and is located at the Alogisto Thomas Light Industry and Science Park 3 in Batangas. VSI MD Datuk Gan Sem Yam said the group opted to rent the facility in the Philippines as part of its asset-light model, which significantly lowers the group's financial commitment. VSI said the new orders are expected to contribute positively towards the group's earnings from FY 2025 onwards. The group expects a revenue contribution of 300 million from the business in FY 2025 and 1.2 billion in FY 2026. SP Setia reported its highest quarterly net profit in 6 years, thanks largely to land sales, and the property developer remains upbeat on its prospects. Net profit for the second quarter jumped to 295 million from 43.1 million previously. Revenue for the quarter rose 58.5% year-on-year to 1.5 billion, boosted by income from land sales, which grew more than sixfold to 564 million. No dividend was declared for the quarter. President and CEO Datuk Chung Kai Wai says the performance underscores its strategic focus on the Malaysian market, particularly in the southern and central regions. He adds that SP Setia plans to tap on rising demand for industrial development by exploring investment opportunities and potential strategic partnerships for lands currently earmarked for industrial park development, particularly in Setia Alaman and the southern region. The company is also poised to unveil major projects such as the first phase of Setia Federal Hill in Kuala Lumpur with an estimated GDV of 1.4 billion ringgit. For the first half, net profit tripled to 372.4 million, while revenue increased 56% to 2.97 billion. SP Setia has achieved 2.3 billion in land and development sales so far this year, slightly more than half its own target of 4.4 billion for 2024. IT products distributor VSTECS announced that it had secured the sole rights to distribute the Google Pixel 9 range of smartphones in Malaysia. Google's new Pixel lineup, including the Pixel 9 phones, Pixel Watch 3 and Pixel Buds Pro 2, debuted in the Malaysian market on Wednesday and will be available nationwide through major telcos, retailers Senheng and Urban Republic, as well as online platforms Lazada and Shopee. VSTECS CEO JH Sung said that the group are honoured to collaborate with Google to bring these innovative products to the Malaysian market, adding that the Pixel 9 series sets a new standard for smartphones. In May, VSTECS was chosen by Amazon Web Services to distribute its cloud services, including compute, storage, databases, analytics, networking, and application services to enterprises in the private and public sectors in Malaysia. Then, in January, VSTECS also signed an agreement to become an authorized distributor of SpaceX's Starlink high-speed internet services in the country.